The last 3 days I had a massive migraine, and it hit me. That's an ascension symptom. If you're feeling pressure, I had pressure in my head. Right before I did this video, my ears finally popped.
You just gotta go and make the best of it. You don't gotta worry about the rest of it. You just gotta go and make the best of it.
You are rising to the occasion of your life. Your life is right on time. What are you waiting for? This has been a bumpy ride. We've been through a lot in the last 2 years, a lot. Personally, collectively. So much. You've been through so much. When are you going to give yourself permission to just be here and feel and create and keep rising into higher levels of consciousness? It's going to be uncomfortable. This past year was really uncomfortable for me.
You just gotta go and make the best of it. You don't gotta worry about
missing people, mourning, feeling like, again, what happened? I don't understand. And then addressing that inner child that thinks something's wrong. And I gave myself permission to take in the moment. And I allowed myself to face that part of me that's sad and that mourns relationships and wishes I could fix something. And I sit with that part of myself. Sit with the parts of yourself that are feeling pressure to grow. That means you're ascending. No matter what situation you're in, no matter what challenge you're in, your struggle is your strength. And the things that come easy to you are your gifts. So I was asking my mentors, how do I niche down? What do? I feel like I'm all over the place. One minute I'm doing a meditation and I'm calm and I'm like, Spirit Sun. And the next minute I'm like, the narcissists and watch out. And I'm shouting at people. And I feel like a maniac, and it's a dark night of the soul. And it's addressing all that stuff and mourning who I was and mourning where I have made mistakes. And growing and being with that inner child who is misunderstood and addressing that part in myself that's misunderstanding myself. And trying to get all the people that misunderstand me to understand me so I can understand myself. And instead you can cut out all the middle people and just understand yourself. So the more understood, or the less understood, rather, that I have felt in the past year, in particular, more than ever in my life, by friends and people that I felt I was like having loving feelings for, and just being so gravely misunderstood, it really presented me with that final opportunity. Not final, because we always have opportunities, but it was the crossroads in my life, like, Leah, you're gonna face it now. So maybe you're going through something where you're like, I'm going to finally face this demon inside of me that thinks that something's so inadequate, and I'm going to be found out and get in trouble. And so then when people do, when I get close to people, they abandon me or something because I'm so weird. And instead just going, you know what? We're all weird. We're all weird. Nobody's perfect. And the people who are trying to sell you perfection and all the people mimicking that is not authentic. Nobody's perfect. So allow yourself to keep evolving. That's the permission I gave myself. And when I came onto my mat today and remembered myself again and made up with myself, I was like, you know what? You've been through a lot. You can accomplish anything you want. And forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made. You may not have that closure or forgiveness from somebody else, but forgive yourself. And evolve in the next 60 days. So maybe you could take on something every day. Tune in with me every day and see what's coming up, because we're energetically connected. And that's how we can all walk each other home, like Ram Dass says. I say that quote all the time, but we are all just walking each other home. And when I see other YouTube videos that inspire me and remind me, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling that exact same thing. That's what inspires me to continue to share, because the more of us just talking about it and expressing what's going on, because this is a very unique time in history, the more we can ascend. And maybe your ears will pop, figuratively and actually. That's what's been happening for me today, like over and over. And then maybe throughout a lifetime, and where we can allow ourselves to discover, instead of think that we have to be this idea of perfection, because we see it. We see, well, they're doing it, but that's not true. Nobody's perfect. They might have packaged it perfectly for you, but no one's perfect. And the real brave part is to allow yourself to just be imperfect and go through the journey of it. And that's the part that's so humbling. And that's the part that was making me sad, because I'm like, but wait, I really like them and I want to explain. And it's like, no, it doesn't, it's okay. And then the other part of my ego wants to jump in and make all these jokes and jab them and blame them and whatever, and it doesn't matter. And there is something to sharing about narcissists, and that's why I want to share about narcissists. And because it has held me back. So I think that information is power, but ultimately no one can hold you back. And that's why the information is power. Transformation comes from awareness. That's why I want to share it. So I feel like a maniac, because I'm like spirit, sun, and then one minute I'm like, the narcissist. But I'm all of that, and I'm none of that. I'm experiencing this stuff, and I'm learning it, and I'm growing and evolving, and I'm making mistakes. And I want to share it because it's healing for me, and I know that that's been helpful to me and the feedback that I get. And some is negative, and that's okay. And that grows me too, because then when I get triggered by that, I'm like, what is it inside me that wants to please them, or wants to fix that, or wants to, rearrange that? And how can I just be with what is and love myself even more through all of that? So it's actually been this whole homecoming. So I'm really excited for the next 60 days to become better than yesterday. Every moment, and allow you to as well. So whatever you want to take on in the next 60 days before 2023, or whenever you're watching this, because you're always transforming, you're always evolving. It's just a matter of how much you want to be aware of it or not. So I've been feeling down and up and all over the town. But ultimately, I was saying to a client that I was working with yesterday that my default now is joy. My default is really, really good. And so I know that's possible. And I keep getting really excited like a kid on Christmas every day when I wake up. And so all these new people are coming into my life, and it's so exciting. And people that I've known 20 years, and we're connecting, and different, just exciting new energy. It's a rebirth. It's harvest time. So allow yourself to go through this. You might be feeling that massive pressure, and allow yourself to be with it. I think the reason people love watching movies, I teach acting, and so that's another thing. People are like, what in the world? Why is she an acting teacher talking about all this stuff? Because I study human behavior through the craft of acting. In turn, by doing that, it helps a lot of actors and other people, not just actors, I found. So then it became more of like a soul coaching, life coaching process, because it's all about being in the moment, reading behavior, manifesting essentially, because you're using your imagination and getting into a vibration, and there's so much into it. So it's really exciting for me to give back. And also the inroads are that different artists and people have been affected by these different things. So my mentor says, Leah, you are the common ground. You don't need a niche down. You are the center of it. So I want to invite you to really be the center of your life all the time, but especially the next 60 days. Take something on. I'm going to do yoga and meditate every day for the next 60 days. I've done it for a year at a time every single day, and it's the most rewarding thing. But then I get into the old patterns. Oh, whatever, that's not me. And then beating myself up. And then, something happens. Somebody gets sick or you just don't go. And then a week goes by and then you beat yourself up. But I'm going to go every day, and I'm going to do it every day. So maybe for you, it's watching a video like this every day, going on this journey with me. Meditating, journaling, exercising. Maybe you're already doing all those things, but maybe there's something you could adopt, even if it's 5 minutes every day, where you could grow and expand that. Deep down, the part of you that always goes, deep down, I know I should be doing this. And then instead you shame yourself, you should on yourself. Instead of going, that's me saying I could do that. That's a calling. So do those things that are calling to you all the time. But I challenge you to go with me for the next 60 days and see what happens. I'm excited about this. 60 days until 2023, and it's coming in right on time. I feel it. I feel the energy, and I'm really excited, and I send you so much love. So if you're feeling this pressure, allow it to be exciting. So what I was going to say about the acting piece is I believe people go to movies because they like to feel, and a lot of times people don't give themselves permission to feel in their real life. So they have to watch a movie to feel. And it's especially nice to watch it because they can watch it and feel, but they're not attached. So maybe how could you watch your life like a movie, but not get so attached, like that's me, and instead go, oh, interesting, I'm sad. That's what was happening to me today in my practice. Oh, I'm sad. I get that. I'm mourning that. That's okay. I miss them. That's understandable. I'm mad. That's okay. And moving through all that until all the way by the end I had wrung it all out and I just felt amazing. Then you come back to the default of just joy. So I invite you along on this journey with me. We're all just walking each other home. Let's learn from each other. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. I'm going to do that thing, whatever, subscribe wherever it is, and hit the bell so that you know when I post these. I'm trying to get onto like an actual schedule, but it's really when everything just aligns magically right now. I'm just trusting that I can co-create with spirit and not try to be ramrodding and in control of everything, because that's my small-minded ego and it hasn't worked for me. So I'm trying a new way where I'm just going with it and trusting. And I invite you to come with me and see what in the world happens. Some days I might be like all spirit sunny, and some days I might be like on a narcissist tangent. But I'm open to evolving and helping you to evolve as well. I'll see you next time.
Make the best of it, yeah. Now I'm flying across the world, across the world, across the world. It was easy, but I know, yeah. Now I'm flying on the jet, and I ain't even worried about the safety net, and I'm